The Jews, I'm
The
telling you.
Rothschild Jews.
The Jew thing is really interesting.
Yeah, but
So let's see what's going on here.
it's only coincidence. I think the Jews.
Well, it's part of the
Just,
story. It's just not. I mean, truthfully, as far as I can tell, when it comes down to like all these conspiracy shit that people are into, for the most part, what interests people the most is things involving man versus man. It used to be man versus God. It used to be what interests people most was man versus God. Is God on our side? Is he against them? Blah, 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 whatever.
It's like God is-
How do we please God? But now we don't really believe in God so much anymore. So now we're kind of on man. So all of our conspiracy theories, all of our crazy thoughts are like, are they doing this to me? Who's doing this to me? My mommy and daddy promised I would have a beautiful, perfect life. They told me I was their golden child. Why do I have problems? It's not fair, right? Must be. So it really is the easiest thing to say the Jews. It's the easiest thing because the Jews are a visible people, a vocal people.
and I think very like Orthodox Jews very disciplined, like very strict.
Yeah, they give off that impression of strictness. And also, at the top of every endeavor, you do have Jews, right? Now, it's true both for like communists and capitalists. The top of both will have Jews, right? Extreme left and extreme right. In any political system, if there are Jews living there, you'll have Jews near the top of both of them. So, but people usually ignore, because the thing is, you need a simple system to understand, who's doing this to me. You can't say, well, I really do like this Jewish guy who's on my team who's like standing up for my guys. You just ignore that. You focus on I don't like Soros. You ignore, I do like Stevens, and the one you don't like is when you focus on. So it's just so easy to focus on Jews because you do have Jews succeeding in public and being interesting. They're not boring. They're not like Chinese people who succeed who are boring. They're interesting. They create new forms of art and of experience and of science and of technology and of psychology, right? They're really building up the world in a big major way. And if people wanted to, they could have the Bible's approach, which is that, hey guys, look at all these Jews. Whoa, these are God's firstborn people. Be philo-Semitic, appreciate them, right? That's kind of what the Bible's been pushing for. Bible's point of view is the whole world's going to say, you guys are the best. Now, that's never happened. That's kind of the hope the Jews have been holding on to.
Yeah, like,
is that
for me? Like, can I just add something?
Yeah, sure.
For me, the only thing, like, I like making fun of Jewish people, and I like making fun of Muslim people, and Catholics, and all this shit. But that's just like in the comedy realm of like communicating. What I actually think about Jews is what I actually think about any other religion. Is that they're all retarded to like follow a religion, because I think like now we're just knowing that it's not like everybody has a personal relationship with God, which exists, the truth. Like, and it's not like, I think this religious identity is going to be a thing of the
when
past.
people talk about Jews, they don't usually mean Judaism. They mean like ethnic Jews. Like they mean racially. They're referring to racist stuff.
Yeah, that's actually another interesting way to look at it. Yeah. That Jews are like an ethnic.
That's what they mean. Yeah, that's people usually. In some periods you can't say that. For example, like it became funny here in Spain, where we are right now in Cadiz. It's funny. I'm not from here. You're not from here, right? Although it's likely that my ancestors were here more recently than yours, unless your parents or grandparents were here. Actually, my parents and grandparents might have passed by, but I probably had some Jewish ancestors here 500 years ago.
Is it like they're moving around?
But nonetheless, here we are in this different country, right? So what happened was people were like anti-Semitic, but they said it's about the religion in the like 1200s, 1300s, 1400s. They said Jews have to convert. If they convert, then everything's cool. Everything's kosher. You convert, you're one of us. We get it, right? Because just like now, they were denying the idea of race, just like today in the Western world, right? We deny the idea of race because we think if we admit to the idea of race, then we'll enslave the blacks and we'll kill the Jews and we'll put women in kitchens.
The politically correct people. I don't
right.
buy into that shit like
but
that.
I'm saying Spain in the 1300s was politically correct like that too, because Christ, in theory, came for everybody. Just like Muhammad later came for everybody. So if Christ came for everybody, you can't say that the Jews are cursed for some reason physically. Once they accept Christ, they're good to go. The only problem is they haven't accepted Christ. So here in Spain, they converted Jews forcibly and not forcibly for hundreds of years. And then in 1492, here in Cadiz, a few feet away.
1492?
Yeah, a few feet away, here in Cadiz, a few feet away, tens of thousands of Jews got on boats. Many of them were hijacked and kidnapped, by Moroccans and other Arab crazy Berber groups. It was an absolute shit show. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. Lots of people died, lots of people killed. They couldn't take any money with them, any, valuable things. And that was because those Jews refused to convert. They said, okay, fine, Spain, you claim that it's really that it's not about ethnicity, that it's not about race. You claim that you're not racist. You claim you're politically correct. It's about religion. It's about just one true God. Fine. then those Jews who want to convert to your thing can convert, and we're going to leave. And the Jews leaving, including my ancestors, they told their brothers and their cousins who stayed, they said, you stupid fucks, you think that they're going to accept you now? You think that because you start genuflecting and you start Yoshka, Jesus, or that all of a sudden they're going to accept you and they're not going to notice that you're a different creature, that you're a different ethnicity, that you have a different evolution for a few thousand years, right? They're not going to figure that out? Sure, enjoy yourself. So what ended up happening was the famous Spanish Inquisition that for hundreds of years went after all of these people who had descended from Jews, and tried to prove that they couldn't say, hey, we hate you because you descended from Jews. So they said, we hate you because we know that deep down you actually were practicing some form of Judaism. We have evidence, and always garbage evidence. Because here's the thing, why the fuck would you do that? You know that you're going to be burned alive. They're going to burn you alive. Why would you, if Judaism is a big fucking deal to you, so you know what you do, right? You get on a boat and you go to Holland. A lot of people did that. You get on a boat, you go someplace, you build up your little thing, you keep some very basic information. You don't tell your kids until they get married that they're Jewish. And as soon as you can, in the 1500s, you get the fuck out. You don't stick around continuing to secretly practice little Jew things so that if anyone has a problem against you, they turn on you and they say, hey, Inquisition, listen what this guy was doing, and the Inquisition has a good reason to kill you. You're the best Christian there is. But it didn't work because they were always accused of bullshit because it's a race thing. It's always been a race thing. So they were always accused of bullshit and then tortured here in definitely in Cordoba. I don't know if there was autoda phase here. Curious to look up if they actually had trials